out of the 3 words that make up the ballad's title. The only one that has remained constant is the Lowland Scots word brae, meaning the incline or brow of a hill. The preceding words, English phonetic variants of the Irish SLIEVE GALLION, have appeared in print with various spellings. Forming part of the Sperrins mountain range, SLIEVE GALLION Mountain is said to be named after the mythical giant Colin Moore. Situated between Draperstown in the parish of Ballinasgreen on the County Derry side and Cookstown on the County Tyrone side, the mountain was well known and loved by the poet Seamus Heaney. Authorship of the ballad SLIEVE GALLION BRAES is sometimes attributed to James McGarvey. But truth is, we simply do not know who wrote it. More about this later. What we know for certain is that it was published, seemingly for the first time, in February 1908, in Gems of Melody, or Shoda Kyoil, a book of songs collected and arranged by this man, the blind musician Carl Gilbert Hardybeck. Born in Clerkenwell, London, in 1869, he moved to Belfast in the 1890s and fell in love with Irish music. In the preface of Shoda Kyoil, Hardybeck describes the 3-verse ballad as thoroughly traditional in its compositional style, and adds the following little footnote to the notated music. The notes of this air have been written as near to the traditional method of singing as possible, taken down from Seamus O'Kelly by me. Which begs the question, who was Seamus O'Kelly? Well, in the early 1900s, both men were connected to Críomh Rua, the Gaelic League headquarters in Murray's Terrace, Belfast. It was here that Hardybeck learned Irish and conducted classes in traditional singing. And it was here too that Seamus O'Kelly taught Irish to students of all ages. O'Kelly's father, Mickey Owen, was born in Draperstown, and his mother, Jane Nee Bradley, also had strong South Derry roots. The O'Kellys moved to Belfast and settled in John Street, the birthplace of Seamus. The family often returned to holiday in Ballinasgreen, usually collecting folklore or songs from that area. So it is no surprise that Hardybeck credited Seamus O'Kelly for having collected SLIEVE GALLION BRAES. Shoda Kyoil included an Irish translation of SLIEVE GALLION BRAES, the translation by Taig O'Donoghue, Hardybeck's friend from County Cork. In March 1908, at a Gaelic League concert in St Mary's Hall, Belfast, Pádraig Ó Muircheartaigh sang O'Donoghue's translation to Hardybeck's piano accompaniment. Also in attendance, the 23-year-old piper Francis McPeak, whose family would make a recording of SLIEVE GALLION BRAES many, many years later. The ballad soon formed part of the repertoire of a host of singers based in Belfast, such as Cathal O'Byrne and William Robert Gordon. Though often associated with the mid-1840s, the time of the famine, the ballad is more likely to have been composed around the late 1880s, when a few well-off families gained ownership of large tracts of land on the slopes of SLIEVE Gallion. The unidentified songwriter, evidently not related to any of these families, says that he has often enjoyed being on the mountain with his dog and his gun, which clearly suggests that he was hunting. But consider this notice from the Newry Telegraph from June 1886. Any person found trespassing in pursuit of game on SLIEVE Gallion will be prosecuted. The ballad writer also says that he and his family will have to leave the mountain because their rents are getting higher and we can no longer stay. This would also tally with the late 1880s, a time when the Drapers Company of Drapers Hall in London, owners of huge areas of land in South Derry, issued eviction notices to defaulting tenants who lived on the mountain. This from the Flag of Ireland, 22nd of December 1888. The Drapers Company is on the warpath in Derry. Landowners often hired civilian henchmen to evict tenants. They were known as emergency men, usually locals who had a good working knowledge of the terrain. In July 1889, incensed local people shouted "Home Rule" and "God Save Ireland" as a large body of police and emergency men made their way up the side of SLIEVE Gallion to evict approximately 200 tenants, including John McKenna, James Henry and James Reagan, each of whom had a wife and children. After evicting Patrick Kearney, a blacksmith, they made their way across the gorse to evict Andy Cassidy and Pat McGurk, only to discover that McGurk and Cassidy had both emigrated to America. When arriving at the home of bachelor brothers Felix and Hugh McAlone, the brothers told the emergency men that they simply could not afford to pay the rent, so concerned neighbours pooled their resources to raise the required amount. As the ballad became popular, more verses were added, not uncommon in the folk song tradition. One such verse included the lines, "My name is James McGarvey, I'd have you understand. I come from Derry Gannard, I work a farm of land." This led some to conclude that James McGarvey was the composer of the song, but there is no evidence to support this claim. SLIEVE Gallion Brae has been recorded to disc by Joe Lynch, Johnny McAvoy and Macon Clancy. It has also been sung live by Dolores Keane and John Faulkner, and a haunting version is sung by County Derry's own Mary Dillon. We'll end our story with SLIEVE Gallion Brae, as published in 1908 in Seoirde Ceoil. As I went a-walking one morning in May, to view yon fair valley and the mountain so gay, I was thinking of those flowers all going to decay that grow around ye bonny, bonny SLIEVE GALLION BRAES. Oh, oft o'er these mountains, with my dog and my gun, I've rambled these mountains for joy and for fun, but those days they are all over, and I am far away. So farewell unto ye, bonny, bonny SLIEVE GALLION BRAES. It's not for the want of employment at home that caused the poor sons of old Ireland to roam, but the rents are getting higher, and we can no longer stay. So farewell unto ye, bonny, bonny, 'Slieve Gallion Brae. 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 '